ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the news on Equinox Television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. In our top stories tonight, Cameroonians head to the polls to choose their new leader for the next 7 years. It's been a busy election day in the Republic of Cameroon, an election adversely affected in the two Anglophone regions of the country by the deepening Anglophone crisis, while some voters and candidates to the presidential election decry some malpractices. Noticement of this special edition of the news consecrated to the 2018 presidential election in the Republic of Cameroon, and of course vote counting are on the way in the different polling stations across the country after voting ended at 6 p.m. The presidential election was adversely affected by the ongoing Anglophone crisis in the two Anglophone regions of the country, the northwest and the southwest region. Beginning the southwest region of the country.
The government bilingual high school station, Ntu Ndong Chamberlain, senior divisional officer for Meme Division, carries out his civic duty of voting. After the exercise, he was guarded by a mixed security force and taken back to his office. On the eve of Elections Day, the office of the President of the Kumba High Court and the canteen was set ablaze by unidentified persons. Generally, it was a timid turnout that was recorded in Kumba, southwest region of Cameroon. On a day many were expected to be voting.
In the southwest regional chief town, Buea, the atmosphere was equally unfavorable as a result of the deepening Anglophone crisis, and turnout at the different polling centers was equally low. The vehicle of the divisional officer of Buea subdivision and that of Cameroon Tribune came under attack today around mile 7. Reason the deepening Anglophone crisis, and Prime Minister Philemon Yang voted in Bamenda instead of his native Oku village. This is because some of the polling centers were simply delocalized and compressed, I want to put it that way, in some polling centers in the northwest regional capital Bamenda, and this is as a result of the unstable atmosphere in that part of the country. Mimi Mefuasmo.
Several hours after the start of the voting exercise in Bamenda Northwest region, ballot boxes in some of the polling stations, like in Azere, were empty. The images tell the story of October 7th in Bamenda and some parts of the conflict-hit northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. Due to the persisting gunshots, it was almost impossible for local inhabitants to perform their civic rights. Authorities who voted did so in safer areas and secured by the military. Cameroon's Prime Minister Philemon Yang led a delegation of elites and administrators to the premises of the Delegation of Mines in the Northwest region, where he voted under the Regional Delegation for Public Works Polling Center. The governor of the Northwest region of Cameroon did same. The governor of the Northwest region did same, after which the head of delegation in charge of the 2018 presidential election for the CPDM in the Northwest region called on others to go to the polls.
I've had a good time voting. I've exercised my right as a citizen.
We're just joking and playing about with our society. Some of these people are registered in churches, some at markets, some at bus stops traveling, some in the food markets. Now, if you look through Elekam's displays, you see that there are tons and tons of uncollected ID cards. And you go again to investigate the people. There are some people with 5, 10.
So I haven't voted, which is my personal right as a citizen. And it shows a sign because, I mean, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of uncertainty.
A similar tense scenario, marked by empty streets and gun battles, was observed in dozens of villages and towns in the northwest and southwest regions of
the candidate of the ruling Cameroon People's Democratic Movement (CPDM) political party performed his civic duty in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. He voted in the Bastos in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. He is seeking a seventh. Serge Espoir Matomba of the Peuple Uni pour la Rénovation Party voted in the Douala 4 subdivision, and shortly after voting, the
first electors appreciated the preparation level and hitch-free unfolding of the voting process. All voted in total tranquility. Pew's presidential hopeful cast his vote just like any other citizen. Assignments of choice, engagement, and determination for a new Cameroon.
When you take the decision to act, the citizen act, and I'm happy to do that. Come exercise what they're supposed to do, we choose.
Serge Espoir Matomba used the occasion to debunk rumors and clearly emphasized that he had never had any financial transaction with the ruling CPDM party of incumbent President Paul Biya.
Et je le dis encore à tous les électeurs.
Close to midday, Franklin Afani-Nzipho arrived.
The Cameroonian has been executed. And actually, it's the vote that's going to bring the change they are yearning for Cameroon. As one voice, we can now stand for the change in Cameroon, because our votes this time around.
Much of a problem for him. He will not take long to provide solutions to the deepening crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of the country. Listen to him.
What is expected of me, there are all signs of change this year. They should come out and vote massively, so that at least together as one voice we can now stand for the change in Cameroon. Because our votes this time around, I think we're making sure that they shouldn't be stolen.
I'm very happy. It's an honor for me to participate in this election. When you take the decision to act, it means that you don't want to see things continue as the things are. You want to see something different. And what I have done today is a citizen act. And I'm happy to do that act. And I'm happy to bring more people to come and exercise what they're supposed to do, we choose. Because what I don't want anymore in this country is people who are crying. What I want is people who are acting to live in better country and to have better days in this country. It will be.
When you love a people, you will go for them. You will not allow them to look for you. You will go for them and find out how they are living and how their conditions are. That was a rule the President Paul Biya, outgoing, was supposed to play, going to these people and asking, inquiring to know why are they coming out on streets when it started. What are their troubles? Lives all over the whole place. Life is very important, but presently, we are having lives that are just falling down, people just falling down, corpses all over the whole place. Life is not, value is not given to human being anymore. I don't want to go as far questioning what they call human right. I don't know their functions, and I don't know what they are playing all over the whole world. Even Amnesty International, no, they listen to me. They are not playing their role. The United Nations, you are not playing your role, because you pretend to defend human beings, but I don't think you're defending it the right way, because these people dying, you want to now rule which people, you want to defend which people. For me, I just need to take a week. I go down there. I don't need protocol. As the president of the people, I go down there, I call them, I look them eyeball to eyeball. Tell me your problem. We start talking from there, and that's all these people need. That is all they need. There was a time they were even yearning that, has the president not said anything? Is the president not talking? Till today, he has not embraced the situation the way it's supposed to be.
Honorable O.C. Joshua Nabangi, presidential candidate of the main opposition political party in Cameroon, the Social and Democratic Front, exercises civic duty. He voted at the Lycée Jos polling center here in the economic capital Douala, where the CRM political party of Professor Maurice Kamto denounced election malpractices. Staff lady Mimi Mefo was there, and this is what she brought back.
Supporters of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement Party agitated over what they call discrimination of their representatives at the polling station at Lycée Jos Bonanjo.
Systématiquement dans le centre de vote du Lycée Jos, on est en train de leur interdire.
According to Mission Dokian Yvette Moting, charged with supervising the election in Douala 1 for the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, it would hamper the conduct of the election.
Nous travaillons en toute convivialité.
But the delegate of Elekam for Littoral, Emmanuel Kwadika, said that there is no such thing as discrimination. He said candidate representatives are doing their job unperturbed, adding that the polling centers are organized across the region. The arrival of Honorable Joshua Osi at 10:45 a.m. was one of the high moments of the polling day at Lycée Jos Bonanjo. The exercise was snappy, as he and his SDF comrades have the ongoing tension in the northwest and the southwest regions to worry about.
To vote, it is a civic duty. It is a very important thing, and this election is more than just about people, about a person, sorry. It's about the future of this country. Our country is in a civil war. This election is a possibility to take us out of this civil war. So I call on all Cameroonians to come out massively, because part of the population since 8 o'clock this morning has been blocked from voting in the southwest and the northwest. It's a very sad situation. We hear alarming information coming from Bamenda.
The Littoral Regional Governor also exercised his civic rights at Lycée Jos. He assured that utmost security has been put in place to guarantee a hitch-free voting process.
The voting process began this morning without any problem. The security measures have been taken not only for the security at the level of the forces, but even the population have been sensitized to do this job without any constraint.
Lycée Jos is hosting 8 polling stations, amongst which are 2 for the military, after polling stations were delocalized from the military barracks. The 6 other polling stations are for the civilians. The voting exercise unfolded hitch-free, but inside the polling station, the ballot papers of Akere Muna were present, though he withdrew from the race Friday. International observers from the IPAE and ECAS were also present to supervise the exercise.
Some voters in other polling stations in other parts of the country's economic capital Douala. However, several irregularities have been denounced by some voters. One of the most disturbing irregularities concerns the ink. It is disheartening that the ink is not indelible. I just voted. Here is my finger. The ink is not indelible. Elekam has to correct this. Another disorder highlighted by some voters is at the level of ballot papers. I saw in the hall ballot papers of candidates who had withdrawn their candidacies. They said they had informed Elekam that they were out of the race. Elekam was supposed to take out their ballot papers. To some of the voters, it was an uphill task for them to cast their votes. I voted, but it was not normal that I am in polling station F, but my name is in polling station E. There is a mother who came here and she went back without voting because she could not find her name. Notwithstanding, officials of Elections Cameroon say the voting unfolded in Douala without any major incident. In Dibum, in the Douala 3 subdivision, some voters did not find their names on the voters list, and others came without their national identity cards, and this and many other irregularities adversely affected the voting process in that part of the country's economic capital. Douala's Manjikan Gabriel reports.
It was at exactly 8 a.m. that the polling station at the government primary school Dibum 2 was opened to enable the about 2,000 registered voters in the locality to carry out their civic duties. Even though it all started timidly, as time passes, the atmosphere changed with more voters arriving at the polling station. Among the problems faced at the polling station was that some eligible voters came without their voters card and had to go through all the classes to check for their names on the list. There are some voters who came without their voters card and those who can't read, so we have to go and help them out. It was actually difficult for us. At the polling station of Dibum, another major problem was the absence of the representative of several candidates, like Gaga Haman Haji of ADD,
École Publique Fulano, better still the Fulan Government Primary School, and speaking to Marcelin Gansop in Yaoundé shortly after the voting, Cabral Libi lamented over some illegal and unfavorable circumstances and happenings that adversely affected his political party. Listen to Cabral Libi.
It is our duty and a heart to show the way to all citizens. All what we have done, the victory we are fighting for, is in this exercise. We have to vote. I have voted and I am going to move around to monitor what is happening. Unfortunately, we received a bad news from the diaspora early this morning. Our members in Algeria, Senegal, Geneva and Belgium were prevented from entering polling stations, though we had fulfilled all necessary formalities. Very early this morning, one of our representatives,
the Cameroon Renaissance Movement CRM political party, Professor Maurice Kamto, one of the front runners of this presidential election, told reporters that this election is the unique opportunity to bring change in Cameroon. This is an extract of what he said.
I've just cast my vote as it's my civil duty as a citizen of this country, and I would like to take this opportunity to appeal on all Cameroonians who have not yet cast their own vote to remember that this is a crucial day. It's an occasion for our country to get into the circle of democratic nations and to give an opportunity to our people to choose a new leadership for the country.
And one of the things that caught the attention and curiosity of many is the arrival of Damu Ndamjoya of the Cameroon Democratic Union CDU political party at this polling station in Fumban in the west, or justifying his absence on the campaign terrain till yesterday. And now we talk election news in the south region of the country, where information streaming in, notably from the regional capital Bulawa, indicate that the voting was very timid in that part of the country. Many voters could not exercise their civic duties. Some did not find their names on the voters list published at the different polling stations, while others did not show up at all at the polling stations. South Governor Felix Nkelinke went around taking stock of the unfolding of the election in some polling stations in that part of the country where election unfolded in a timid atmosphere. Transport Minister Jean-Ernest Masinankale Bibehe voted in a day in the Sanaga Maritime Division, where election equally unfolded hitch-free. And at the moment, vote counting is ongoing in the different polling stations and polling centers across the country. And coming up next is the special presidential election programmed today, 2018, with a special guest, a senior international legal mind and one-time president of the Cameroon Bar Council, Barrister Charles Chungang. Flavien Dongo.
Oui, tout à l'heure, juste après cette édition spéciale du journal, tout juste donc après ce journal, votre émission Études de 2018 a donc comme invité le bâtonnier Charles Chungang et d'autres éminents invités également pour cette édition tout à fait spéciale Études de 2018. C'est une présentation de Duval Fangwa. Madame, Monsieur, merci d'avoir été nombreux à regarder cette autre édition du journal sur votre chaîne Equinox Télévision. Retrouvons-nous demain dès 7h pour une édition tout à fait bilingue également d'informations. Mais d'ici à là, ne décrochez pas, beaucoup de choses sont à venir.